Patel with IMTF Trade. Today is May 13, 2019. Waking up with a lot of fundamental news here on the U.S. side, especially with all the stuff with the trade talks with China and stuff like that. Remember, you got to take your emotions out and start ignoring some of this news. Reason why is it'll affect your trading. You have to become like a robot where you just sit there and implement your trading plan. We forecasted a couple of weeks ago when we retested the high, how there was low probability of us breaking it and us going for a pullback, which is healthy, believe it or not. Reason why is we've not gone for a pullback for a long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a market update and kind of go through and talk about why today is very critical. Today and tomorrow is very critical for the markets to go and sit there and hold their ground and then start to make a move up. Okay, so before we go for our look at charts, let's go for a normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing at your own risk. Here's the information owned by EII Capital Group. Cannot be copied or distributed without our written permission. We are broker neutral. We support various charting and brokerage platforms out there. Today we'll be looking at the charts from TradingView. So let's begin and look at the charts. So here's a chart, weekly chart of the E-mini S&P 500 futures. You could see here we have this red line here. We look like we broke this high here, but we never sat there and followed through at all. And then we basically had some supports we had lined up on, we posted on social media, and this was the next support here. And you could see Friday that we touched that support here. And today, if we zoom in, you're pretty much closing that, getting to that support right there. So that's where we're at again this morning. If we break that, then the next one's going to be here. Okay. We talked about this on social media, and we posted this too, telling everyone not to panic and just kind of sit back, relax. Don't sit there and try to pick the bottom at all. You need a confirmation. Remember, price is going down. If it's going to slowly start to turn, it's got to start from the lower time frames. Okay. And the lowest time frame I've recommended everyone to look at, since there's a lot of retail traders that look at this description, is to look at the 30-minute. You gotta sit there and get a 30-minute breakout in order to sit there and have these markets go up. Okay, so here is a 30-minute here. You could see, let me kind of zoom out here. Ideally, it's the 60-minute is the best one, but here I'm going to show you the 30-minute here, and you guys could see the movement here. This green shaded area looks like it got to the breakout dots. It did, but it was overextended because it had the red dots. So that's not a true breakout at all. Okay, so you could see here that we really had a short-term a green area here that went up, and that basically pushed up here, and we got overextended here. We had to get out. So we really haven't had a green shaded area, a bullish setup at all. Ideally, you want to, in order for the markets to sit there and start to reverse, you need a green shaded area on the 60-minute. Okay, so let's go look at the 60-minute here. And you could see here, after we touched that red line, we had a couple of movements up, and then we kind of gone down, 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 down. And this is it. This is what we've gotten achieved here. Yes, the markets did sit there and go up towards the end of Friday yesterday after bottoming out. However, this was that move right there. However, that move was not really big enough to sit there and say this is now a bullish market and that was the bottom. And a lot of people thought that was at the market close and going into the weekend, but you could see it's definitely not. Now we're back here. You really need to sit there and see a bullish setup here. What it looks like, and there is a timing element towards the end of today going into tomorrow where the markets have a high probability of bottoming out and then going up. So if this does sit there and hold today, intraday here, then this will sit there and try to come up and set up a green shaded area. If it does, everything may be set up to sit there and go bullish, where that could be the bottom for the rest of this month. Remember, seasonality, if you look at the alerttrades.com, if you look at May, here, you could see it's an 84% probability going up, and you could see since 2013 we've been going up every May here, small percentages, and you could see from the average move versus the drawdown, it's been like a 1-to-1 reward risk ratio, and that tells you you're going to go for a drawdown. And I think what's happening now is we're going for a drawdown at the beginning of the month, and now the second half of the month we could sit there and possibly go up. So that's why I'm looking at trades today here that we're going to sit there and go bullish. So I am looking for setups that basically go bullish on a 60-minute breakouts. Okay, you can't do pullbacks, but you could do breakouts. So if anything that breaks out on a 60-minute today, then you got a high probability that if it does bottom, you're going to catch it. What will happen is if this sits there and goes down another leg, then those 60-minute breakout trades will never trigger at all, and those setups will cancel. So it's a good, safe way to sit there and try to forecast the bottom that's starting to look like it could happen today or tomorrow. Okay. If you guys have any questions, you could email us here at info@eiicapital.com. Have a good day, and please play it safe. Remember, these pullbacks are good and healthy because we haven't had one for such a long time, and you could see it again here. Actually, let me show you on the weekly here. Now, we really have not had a really good pullback for a long time, and you could see here, this was basically the last December. We've had here, which was in March, with a little pullback here, small one here in March, but this is a nice big one. We need that. It's healthy. That's the only way we're going to break this pivot high right there and make new highs, is to go for a healthy pullback, which we are doing right now, as long as it doesn't pull back too much, and that's kind of what we're monitoring.